For as long as he could remember, Gino's mom had left him notes. Not your ordinary everyday notes, sticky notes. Every place in Gino's house had a sticky note on it at one time or another. In fact, every morning when he woke up, the first thing he saw was a sticky note. Gino slept on the lower level of a bunk bed that he had all to himself, and his mom always left a note stuck above his head so he would see it when he opened his eyes. This morning was no different. He looked up, and sure enough, the note was there waiting for him.
"Remember, get your lunch out of the refrigerator." Gino sat up, gave a good stretch, and walked over to the dresser to get a pair of jeans. "Remember, put your PJs away." Obeying his second note of the day, Gino opened the dresser drawer and stuffed his pajamas inside. Walking into the bathroom, he looked at the mirror. "Don't forget to brush your teeth and put the lid on the toothpaste." Gino took the toothpaste lid off and smeared a bit of toothpaste on the note.
"Now it's a real sticky note,"
he said to himself, smiling in the mirror. Brushing teeth wasn't Gino's favorite thing, so he usually brushed as quickly as possible. That is, unless his mom was watching. He liked to imagine the toothbrush was a race car skimming across his teeth lightning fast.
"On your mark, get set, go!"
In about 15 seconds, Gino had dragged the toothbrush across his teeth and spit into the sink.
"We have a winner!"
he declared. He reached for the sink handle to rinse away the extra globs of toothpaste and spied a shiny little piece of paper stuck underneath the foamy glob. He poised 2 fingers to scoop it up, but it wouldn't budge.
"Trying to mess with me, huh? You're coming off all right."
This time he tried a different approach. Gino turned the water on full blast.
Water sprayed all over, soaking his shirt, the mirror, and sending a Niagara Falls-like mist into the air. Still stuck.
"This is ridiculous!"
he exclaimed. Now the little paper was starting to aggravate Gino. He stared it down like an Old West cowboy ready to fight a duel. By now, the paper no longer had toothpaste all over it, and he could see what it was. Sure enough, it was another sticky note.
"It must have fallen off the mirror into the sink. That's weird. It's not even wet, and the ink didn't smear."
Gino scratched his fingernail across the note, and it squeaked. It was shiny and slick like plastic. He scratched his head and wrinkled his nose, trying to figure out this strange new sticky note. And why wouldn't it come off the sink? 2 minutes ago, Gino felt like a cowboy, but had quickly morphed into a detective trying to solve a mystery.
"Think, Gino, think,"
he said to himself.
"What's slick, shiny, can keep dry and sticks."
His sister knocked on the door. "Are you almost finished? I need to fix my hair. I'm leaving in 10 minutes.
"Shh! I'm trying to think."
Gino answered. Think about what?
"Hold on, I almost have it."
You are so weird, said his sister as she headed back down the hall toward her bedroom.
Aha! It's tape! Mom covered the sticky note with clear packaging tape so it wouldn't get wet and would stick to the sink. Detective Gino solves the case.
He started bowing and waving to an imaginary audience.
Thank you very much. I'll be here all week."
You'd better not be in here all week. Hurry up! I have to fix my hair! Gino was so impressed with his mystery-solving skills that he didn't hear his sister come back to the door. Oops.
Hold your horses. I'll be out in a second.
He grabbed a hand towel to mop up the mirror and was reminded of something. He'd been so wrapped up in solving the great sink sticky note mystery that he'd not read the note.
Let's see why Mom would leave a note in the sink.
He bent over the sink and read, That was not 2 minutes. Brush your teeth longer. Gino, I'm serious. Hurry up. I can't go to school looking like this. Now his sister was pounding on the door. He opened the door to let her in.
She pushed past him toward the mirror, and her smooth flip-flops went sliding on the water-soaked floor. She hit the toilet with a thud. Ow! What in the world have you been doing in here? There's water everywhere!
Brushing my teeth.
Gino answered. With what? A fireman's hose? Never mind, just move. I only have about 2 minutes to work a hair miracle.
I always fix my hair in 2 minutes. You'll be fine.
Gino assured her. She made a noise at him and furiously started spraying hairspray. Gino picked up his toothbrush to start round 2.
Yeah, this tastes like hairspray.
I thought you already brushed your teeth, his sister retorted.
I did, then I found another sticky note.
Oh, say no more, she said sympathetically.
All of a sudden, his sister had gone from irritated to compassionate. She knew the power of sticky notes too well. One thing was certain. Although they didn't agree on everything, they did agree on one thing. Their mom was definitely sticky note crazy. It was a private little laugh they shared, which brought them closer. For a moment, anyway. Gino finished brushing at the same exact moment his sister finished her hair.
Done!
They both said in unison. Gino and his sister laughed at their perfectly timed finish as they headed toward the door for school. Remember, have a good day! Gino's sister called out to him as she got on her bus.
I'll try, but I really wish I had a sticky note to remind me.
He hollered back.
She gave one big laugh and bounded up the bus steps, waving goodbye. He waved back and sat down on the curb to wait for his bus. Gino was so glad it was Friday. School was fine, but he loved going to church. It was the highlight of his week.
Only 2 more days,
he thought. Gino finished up his school day, but not without finding 6 more sticky notes. Usually on Fridays he found 7 or 8, but his mom must have been busy, which was A-okay with Gino since every sticky note meant another job to do. Saturday came and went with its normal sticky note count of 14. He had created his own little game to keep track of his mom's sticky notes each day. Maybe that's why he was so good at math. Finally, it was time for bed and teeth brushing. This time he knew exactly what the little piece of paper in the sink was and what it said. No cheating now. He endured a full 2 minutes of teeth brushing torture. Oh well, the good news was that tomorrow was his favorite day of the week.
It was Communion Sunday, and Gino was looking at his Bible. There was a sticky note on the cover that said, "Don't forget me."
Oh, brother,
he thought.
Even at church I can't seem to escape sticky notes.
As the pastor talked, Gino opened his Bible to look for the story of the Last Supper.
I'm pretty sure he said Luke 22.
Gino thought to himself as he turned the pages of his Bible as fast as he could. Gino liked to see how fast he could find a scripture, even when no one else was racing him. When he found the place where Luke 22 was supposed to be, it wasn't there. His Bible skipped from Luke 21 right to Luke 23.
That's weird,
thought Gino.
My Bible must be defective.
Gino took a closer look. Something didn't seem quite right, and with his fingernail, Gino picked at the edge of the page. There were 2 pages sticking together. After a minute, the pages separating, revealing Luke 22.
I gotcha,
Gino said out loud without thinking about where he was. A woman sitting in front of him turned around and gave him one of those grown-up looks.
Not you, I meant Luke,
explained Gino, feeling embarrassed. The lady kept staring at him with a very unhappy expression.
They were stuck,
he whispered. She gave him one last glare, then turned around. When Gino looked down, he saw why Luke 22 had been stuck. A sticky note from his mom caused the pages to stick together. She wrote, "Don't ever forget what Jesus did, son. He gave his body and his blood for us. Read and remember." Gino read the story in Luke 22. He closed his Bible as the pastor closed in prayer. Gino decided that Luke 22 was the best
sticky note he had ever read.